Everyone dreams of owning a car that turns heads and makes a statement on the road. Get ready for a showcase of the 11 strangest cars ever made. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting car adventures. Lego Bugatti Chiron. One of the strangest cars ever made in Lego form. It's a tiny version of the real Bugatti Chiron car, and it's super cool. Made in 2018, this Lego set has more than 3,500 pieces. It's like a puzzle. The little car has a working 8-speed gearbox and a tiny engine with moving parts. Inside, there's even a small speedometer. You can open the doors and the hood to see all the cool stuff up close, making it a bit tricky but fun to build for Lego fans who like a challenge. Peel P50. Next up is the Peel P50, one of the smallest and coolest cars ever made. Crafted by the Peel Engineering Company in the 1960s on the Isle of Man, the P50 holds the title for the world's tiniest production car. At just 54 inches long and 41 inches wide, it's a super tiny three-wheeler with a single front door, perfect for the driver and a bit of luggage. With a small 49cc engine, it hits speeds of around 28 miles per hour. The single headlight and three-wheel setup, along with its famous spin-on top gear, make the Peel P50 even more iconic. Norman Timms Special. Now let's take a look at another strange car, the Norman Timms Special. Engineered by Norman E. Timms in the late 1940s, this custom ride stands out with its exceptional design and handmade details. The Timms Special boasts a sleek aerodynamic body shaped like a teardrop, featuring a long hood, flowing curves, and a narrow back. Handcrafted from aluminum, it's a lightweight masterpiece. Powered by a Buick Straight 8 engine, this car combines reliability with performance. The exposed wheels and simple interior add to its uniqueness, making the Norman Timms Special a true work of art. BMW Isetta. Check out this little bubble on wheels that opens up in the front. That's the Isetta. It's like a tiny time traveler from the 1950s and 1960s. This super cute car is famous for its small size and special design. It's only about 7.5 feet long, so it's perfect for zipping around in the city. What makes it really cool is the door. The whole front of the car swings open. Even though it's small, the Isetta is cleverly designed, with the engine at the back to give you more room inside. People loved it because it was great on gas and looked like something out of a sci-fi movie. Today, the BMW Isetta is like a retro superstar, reminding us of the fun and quirky cars from the past. Bloodhound SSC. Meet the Bloodhound, a record-breaking car that zooms past 1,000 miles per hour. With a Rolls-Royce jet engine and a rocket thruster, it makes lightning seem slow. The car is designed to be sleek and slender for optimal speed, acquiring a massive 20 tons of force. Powered by a Jaguar supercharged V8 engine, it uses 800 liters of high-test peroxide per second. But it's not just about speed. The Bloodhound is a super smart and innovative car. Engineers used top-notch skills to create this rocket-powered beast. General Motors Firebird 3. And here's another unusual car that looks like a spaceship. In the 1960s, everyone seemed eager to join the spaceship trend, even if it meant creating some really weird cars, like the GM Firebird. Built in 1958, the Firebird 3 stood out because it broke a bunch of stylistic rules set by the legendary GM designer Harley Earl. It had almost no chrome and zero parallel lines, making it totally different from other GM styles. Surprisingly, it didn't become a must-have car of the 60s, but people loved how it looked. This car wasn't just a car, it was a modern take on classic space-age vehicles. It had a unique interior too, 2 glass domes around the driver and passenger. It might not be great for chatting, but it sure looked like the perfect spaceship on wheels. GMC DeLorean. The DeLorean is probably the most famous, or maybe even a bit notorious, strange car ever seen on the roads. It came out in the early 80s and had a shiny stainless steel body and doors that opened like wings. But here's the thing, it wasn't a great ride. People didn't like how it performed because it took a slow 10.5 seconds to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour. On top of that, it had problems with the clutch pedal, alternators, and front suspension. Even though the car wasn't a big hit in real life, it became super famous as the time machine in the Back to the Future movies. The funny thing is, it didn't show up in the films until after the DeLorean company stopped making them. Messerschmitt KR200. In the late 1950s, an aircraft engineer named Fritz Fend made a special three-wheeled car called the Messerschmitt. They also call it the cabin and roller, or cabin scooter. It's like a small car with some scooter things, like handlebars instead of a regular steering wheel. And here's the interesting part. You get in and out from the top because there are no doors. The German company Messerschmitt made a bunch of these three-wheeled cabin scooters, but not many people liked them, so they stopped making them in 1964. Ferrari Modulo. The Ferrari Modulo, designed by Paulo Martin, wowed everyone at this 1970 Geneva Motor Show with its futuristic look. This car gives off a spaceship-like vibe, with its angular lines and distinctive curves, reminiscent of something you'd see in Star Trek. Surprisingly, they only made one of these amazing cars. It has a low wedge shape, a glass roof that swings open, and hidden wheels, giving it an out-of-this-world appearance. Under the hood, you'll find a powerful Ferrari V12 engine with 550 horsepower. This unique car can speed up to 354 kilometers per hour and go from 0 to 97 kilometers per hour in just 3 seconds. Even though it looks more like a hovering spaceship than a regular car, it's actually a concept sports car. In 2014, an American car enthusiast named James Glickenhaus became the proud owner of the Modulo. Plymouth XNR. Back in the 1960s, a designer named Virgil Exner decided to make Chrysler's cars more stylish. Chrysler was known for tough and reliable cars, not really fancy ones. So Exner created the Plymouth XNR to add some cool style. He wanted it to compete with Chevrolet Corvette, another flashy two-seater. Even though they made a prototype, the XNR never became a real car that you could buy. But it became famous anyway. Over the years, different people owned it, and it even traveled around the world. The Humrider. The Humrider might sound calm, but it's no ordinary car. It's a powerful machine that transforms when you're stuck in traffic. With a press of a button, it lifts the body, widens the wheelbase, and lets you cruise over other cars. Created by engineer Scott Beverly, it runs on a gas-powered Honda generator using over 300 feet of hydraulic lines to provide 900 pounds of pressure. Fully lifted, the Humrider towers over cars, with 4 cameras giving you a view as you smoothly ride above the traffic jam. A quick path to relaxation. And that wraps up our tour of the 11 strangest cars ever made. What's your favorite? Let us know in the comments. If you had fun exploring these quirky rides, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more cool car adventures.